You gonna read this like an absolute asshole?
I'm gonna say it was ChatGPT.
First of all, this is so wrong. Durability.
I will not be saying this is mine. I'm saying I asked ChatGPT.
Lamar ain't even that hurt. This list is terrible.
This is what we're supposed to talk about. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Getting Technical, episode 69.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
Huge.
Lucky number 69 for the pod.
I'm honored to be part of this episode.
Yeah. Episode 69 of the Getting Technical podcast on LeBron's birthday. It doesn't get much better than that.
Yo, happy birthday, Bron.
Happy birthday, Bron. Another great day for you.
Do not retire.
Celebrate communists.
Let's get into it. Fantasy championships just ended.
Wow.
You two both won a chip. I went 0 for 4 this year.
Yeah,
I'm a bum. I feel terrible
league,
about it.
I couldn't even make playoffs again, but my other league, fantasy champ, no better feeling than just. I was sweating it out through Sunday. Like today's games didn't matter to me, but I was sweating it out. A-Chain and Connor screwed me.
Yeah, there was a lot of duds this week. Terry had like one catch for 5 yards.
Yeah.
I know a few people had him in fantasy championships. He screwed them.
Oh, shout out Baker Mayfield for my. Honestly, the sole purpose of my ring is him and Jalen McMillan.
Yeah,
crazy.
Dude, McMillan's had a really good year.
What a flex start! Like the last 4 or 5 weeks,
He's picked it up.
Yeah, ever since
he's good.
When Evans went down again, or I don't know if it was again, or like he just started to break out, and then Evans is now back, and like now they have like 2 good targets to throw to, plus Bucky Irving is a fucking stud.
Yeah.
The Bucks are gonna be. They might make a little bit of noise in that.
No, yeah, they're good.
Bucks are good.
Their offense can shoot out with the best of them.
Mm-hmm. NFL legend Todd Bowles coaching them too.
I don't know.
Jets legend.
Jets
legend Todd
Jets
Bowles.
legend Todd Bowles. I don't know.
Todd
NFL
Bowles.
legend
Yeah,
Todd
well,
Bowles.
you know who knows when it's all said and done, he might be.
Yeah.
Good old Todd.
Get him
Jules, we were just talking about this before. You're in 8 championship league fantasy leagues, which is like one of the most ridiculous things I ever heard.
Yeah, 8 leagues. Like 6 of them are ESPN, 2 of them are the sleeper. Sleeper was more so just like for fun, but
I like sleeper.
Yeah.
I'm in 4 leagues and I want to cut. I can't, but I want to cut down.
It's like porn. It's hard. It's tough to cut back, but once you do, it just pays off.
Perfect for episode 69.
Honestly, kind of a I mean, but not the worst comparison you've ever had.
Honestly, I got something that can help you out with that. His name is Jesus. He might be able to help out with that situation.
It was just Christmas.
No, but what I will say is though, amongst my championship.
Hold on, guys. Merry Christmas.
Happy
Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy holidays.
And a Happy New
Year tomorrow.
Yeah, the episode will be out tomorrow, so Happy New Year, everyone.
So had a little. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
After mentioning Jesus, got a shout out.
Happy
birthday.
holiday season.
Give a quick shout out.
It's a great holiday, one of my favorites. But no, the common theme amongst my championship teams were I had Lamar Jackson and Brian Thomas Jr. on all of them. I'll just put it out there. I think they should both go.
He balled. Yeah. Brian Thomas Jr. balled.
Bro,
his quarterbacks are trash, but he balled. Mac Jones, Mac Jones looking just as good as Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, and Justin Jefferson. I completely forgot about.
Brian.
Let's not mention him. Let's not mention him.
Completely forgot about Justin Jefferson.
Brian Thomas Jr. Bro, with this quarterback room in Jacksonville, the fact that he had
his last 3-4 games having Mac Jones, right?
Dude, 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, 80 receptions, and he's averaging 14.7 a reception, which is the craziest thing because all the guys who are playing QB for him are kind of like game managers.
Whoa. Mac Jones is
a game manager. Trevor Lawrence is a borderline game manager. All right. Regardless, it's impressive.
And then Lamar is just like always gonna be top tier. I mean, he's just tough to get. He's my MVP. We'll get into that later, but yeah, it was a good year. For fantasy.
We're gonna get into it quickly. I just want a few things before MVP. Saquon eclipsed 2K yards.
Yeah.
I believe he's 100 yards away from tying the record.
It was like that, and he's got the chance to do it against the Giants.
Yeah.
Is he playing the Giants?
They're playing the Giants this week. So.
But do the Eagles have anything to play for?
No, I don't think so.
Hurts. They'll probably keep Hurts out, but if I can't imagine Saquon doesn't play.
Saquon breaking the rushing record against the Giants is poetic.
Yeah.
Especially there was videos coming out of the Giants GM being the last thing we need to be doing is paying a 27-year-old running back $12 million a year like this. Like, we need to be focusing on making Daniel Jones better.
Which is crazy when you think about how much money like the top quarterbacks are making, like $50+ million a year.
The top quarterbacks.
Yeah, the top quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. Not guys who should be backups.
All right, but we're talking about Saquon, who's a top running back. The fact that his market at $12 million is too much for the Giants is crazy.
Yeah, well, it was after you dished out $40 million a year to a quarterback who shouldn't even get $4 million a year. You know, that's what's driving the Giants down right now.
Yeah, it blew up in their face.
There was also something like his kid was saying, and it was.
I saw the one video.
Listen, the Jets get all this slack because Woody Johnson's son has like some say in the things, and then like here's a video of the Giants having similar things, and no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, once again, it's like the Jets will just forever just always be like made fun of a little bit more than anybody else.
I mean, they deserve it. They fucking
absolutely
stink. The Jets have made me like on Sunday I was sitting on the couch watching the game, and I like me and Blaze like will root for Liverpool, the soccer team in England, and they were playing. I was watching that instead of the Jets because it got so bad. I was just like, I'm watching soccer instead of football in week 16 of the NFL season because of my hatred for the Jets right now.
So a video came out, the Giants GM having the needs and a $12 million, having the things that we need and a $12 million 27-year-old running back, and it was like, this is the year for Daniel Jones.
Yeah, well, he
and here is like Joe, his son being like, you only get this job once. You need to try and win in order, like talking about trading up for Jaden Daniels.
Well, so his son knows more about football than him. I mean, that's all I got from that.
I just think NFL GMs are just like good businessmen who worked hard and like somehow made it there because they kind of like sports. Like,
but that's the thing too.
They're not that much smarter than us. We watch games too. It's not like there's not a big drop off there. Like, I don't know.
It's always weird though seeing like these guys where it's just like, all right, like what's this guy's football background? And it's like next to none.
Yeah.
Like, I played high school football too. Like, should I be the GM of the Jets next year? Like, no. But like, you have these guys who are these analytics nerds and stuff like that. And it's like, how do these guys get these jobs?
It's just, you gotta know somebody.
Why do the Jets keep finding the bottom of the barrel?
Oh, the Jets just keep getting the worst. Like, and I have this for later, but I mean, we could just say fuck it and talk about it now that we're on the topic. Like, old Jets quarterbacks, if you look right now in the NFL, the passing leaders in the NFL, 3 and 4 are Sam Darnold and Geno Smith. Is Zach Wilson next? Like, is Zach Wilson actually good? But we were saying the same thing about Geno and Sam when they left.
First off, Geno,
people were saying the same thing about them, and now look at them. Sam Darnold went from 2 years ago. No. Him and Baker Mayfield both.
Like, all right, ignore the passing yards. And let's go.
Every single stat is good for them.
But like, no, it's not.
Well,
because he's 17 and 15. Yeah. No, he's not.
Oh.
Geno Smith. Yeah. He's 17 touchdowns and 15 interceptions.
Sam Darnold.
Geno Smith.
But Geno Smith was good like last year too. And
Geno Smith is still hot garbage. Baker Mayfield and well, it's not Baker, but Sam Darnold is the prince that was promised. He was just in a terrible situation. Like he was never given the opportunity to win. But it also still took him. Like he went to Carolina and was still mediocre over
All right,
there.
but it was Carolina.
So was
Carolina,
Baker.
Bro, you saw the picture of both of them like next to each other
as teammates.
Insane.
Yeah,
and now
2 years ago.
Right? Neither one of those guys were able to succeed. So like obviously I get it. It's supporting cast and coaching, but those guys were put into situations where they weren't able to flourish. Like Baker did a lot better than Sam did in his tenure with Cleveland, but Sam was never given any opportunity to flourish.
No.
Never. And honestly, Zach was given a little bit better of an opportunity, but still really not much.
No, still not really at all.
His first 2 years, just no O-line, terrible coaching, like only one guy to throw to. It was just bad.
It's the same thing that's going on with Caleb Williams right now. We all thought beginning of the year, we're like, oh, he's got these great weapons. They brought in DeAndre Swift. They just drafted Rome. Keenan Allen's there now. DJ Moore was already great last year for them. But it's like he's running for his life on every play.
You could see it like game by game. He's slowly he's regressing game by game because he's afraid to sit in the pocket. So He runs around. He throws up these stupid passes. Like I don't think he's really that bad. It's just that he can't sit in a pocket and like throw the ball and read defenses. He's just immediately flushed out, or he just has to sit there and just immediately dump the ball off. It's just it's not good. Not a good situation for him. Plus, again, fired their coach midseason. Just bad coaching also.
That actually completely random off what you guys just said. That actually brings up a good question. So, what surprise head coach firing would you expect this year? Do you personally think? We know the ones that are open.
McCarthy. I think
is that a surprise though at this point?
No, because I mean they make the playoffs every year, and they're like I get it, they don't win the championship, but it's like they make the playoffs every single year. Like they're always like this year was a regression year, and Dak got hurt, and there's still a good chance that and there's still a chance for them to make the playoffs. Where it's like, I don't think he's getting fired. I mean, his contract is up. I just don't think they retain him.
Right.
Mike McCarthy is a Super Bowl winning coach, like a good winning percentage, and Dallas, they hate him over there. They hate him. Granted, they're blaming him when Dak Prescott is probably the most overrated guy besides Trevor Lawrence. I just had to throw that in there.
Yeah.
I had to throw that in there. But I mean, like they're on the downfall because Dak Prescott isn't that good, and they won't move on from him, but they'll move on from a guy like McCarthy, who's a Super Bowl winning coach.
Well, they can't move on. They just paid him $60 million a year.
I'm saying they just gave him another contract extension when in reality they should be moving on from Dak Prescott. Like they're gonna potentially let Micah Parsons walk. Right. Because you wanted to go give Dak Prescott an insane contract.
Yeah, but that's not a McCarthy, like you said. Yeah.
Right. It was like why not do kind of what like the Steelers are doing, and just use that money to spread out amongst other teams. Like I get it, the Steelers are now starting to look a little bad, but they could go after Justin Fields next year, sign some talent around him, and then see what goes on.
Yeah.
And then draft a QB.
Yeah.
It's not a bad plan.
Work towards the future, but instead, you're still putting stock into a guy who clearly can't get it done.
I think Shanahan get fired.
No, there's just
they
no
could.
way. Why
they might just want to start fresh. Like there's a do you think they're going to pay Brock Purdy? Is it a guarantee?
I think
they have to pay him this year.
They have to.
Yes. How do you not?
I'm just saying. I think they will, but
the team has one down here.
It's possible.
When McCaffrey got hurt. Ayuk's been hurt.
I franchise him honestly.
Bosa went down. I'm not tagging him. I'm putting him on a contract.
Brock?
Yes.
I think once you do that though, like you're just gonna start to see the 49ers just slowly.
Well, you're locked into him for 5 years, but once again, it's the NFL's not guaranteed money, so that always gives you a little flexibility to start cutting guys like after 3 years.
Yeah.
So they could still see what happens next year, draft a quarterback in the next year, and the draft afterwards, and let him sit for a year. It's like people.
Do you think they're more likely to move on from Shanahan or Brock? Or do you think they just keep them both and don't even think twice?
I mean, I would say they're probably more ready to move on. I can't see them getting rid of Shanahan.
I can tell you right now,
Shanahan is legitimately one of the best coaches in the NFL.
I agree.
And I think him and Lynch have a really good rapport with each other.
I could see them moving on from Brock just because, one, they don't want to pay him. Two, Shanahan's proven that he can win with multiple quarterbacks.
Absolutely.
He can win with most competent quarterbacks. But also, if you look at, everything they've done, it's Debo does not look the same. They locked him up. CMC, who knows? We know when he's on the field, he's one of the best, but he's had the injury history, he's getting older.
Yeah,
and then you look at Ayuk, who had a down year and then got hurt also, who you just signed. So it's three of their main offensive guys, outside Kittle, who had Kittle had a career year, but those other three guys who were supposed to be three of those main pieces of that offense are signed, they're locked up, and they don't look great. So if you lock up Brock, then you're completely committed to this offense for the next few years.
But I mean, well, then what do? Do you go and get a rookie and then hope that he's better than Brock Purdy?
Maybe you do just tag him and see what happens next year.
I would tag him personally, but
you tag him, see what happens. If it works out, then you're all right, here's the contract. If not, then you move on.
If Shanahan hit the market, he'd be the best free agent coaching prospect by far. I would trade a first rounder for him right now if I'm the Jags GM right now.
You would trade a top 5 pick for him?
I mean, look what happened with Sean Payton.
Yeah, I mean,
what did they trade for Sean Payton?
First rounder.
They traded draft picks for Sean Payton, and look what happened. He completely in 2 seasons has turned around that team.
Yeah, crazy.
And honestly,
Bo
like,
Nix looks, bro. That pass from
But,
Bo
like,
Nix
even-
was one of the best passes of the season.
That was insane.
But
It was
even
insane.
last year, like his Russell Wilson's first year like was a learning curve, and then last year like Russell Wilson had a revival year.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He was pretty good, and now Bo Nix is looking like a top 12 quarterback.
They just have a good system in place. Like you can't, if you're a quarterback, like you're in a good spot there. Like
But it's like
you're not
he's-
gonna flash, but you're not gonna.
Yeah, and he's not doing it with like big name
Yeah.
guys like Cortland Sutton's his number one, who's
Yeah.
you know he's a strong receiver, but then you have Marvin Mims, and then
Who made that catch, right?
Yeah,
Dude, did you see that
nuts.
play?
I didn't know.
Dude,
It was insane.
absolutely insane. It was 4th and 1, I believe. There was like 15 seconds left, no timeouts. They're at like the 25, 30. The O-line just completely folds. The guy gets through into the backfield. He's running after Bo Nix. He's running out to like the 30 on the run, throws it into the end zone. Marvin Mims makes this crazy catch.
And like double coverage.
Dude, it was nuts.
It was insane.
It was a crazy
It's kind of
catch.
crazy how him and Herbert are legitimately just like this. They're like the same exact guy. Like the same, like they're the same
Right.
build, same same throwing style.
Yeah.
Obviously, both went to Oregon, and it's like they're both just like really good, like tall, good pocket presence, strong arm, can be mobile. Like that's a big thing. Like people weren't talking about it as much, but Bo Nix is very mobile.
Yeah.
You know, like he was running around like the first like few games. I think now he's settled into the pocket a little better, but he can run. Damn, bro's got 42. Baker's about to have fucking 40. Sam Darnold. That's the other thing. It's like,
How does Baker have 39? Like I haven't watched many Bucs games, but
see, like this is the thing I don't get. Like QBR 59. I get it. He has 15 turnovers, but like this man is the single reason.
15 turnovers is a lot of turnovers.
I get that,
You know
but
what I
he
mean?
is the one reason. But like.
Like same thing with Geno Smith. Like you turn the ball over.
Right, but
it's
like
gonna-
he's doubling fucking Geno's touchdowns. You're gonna tell me that's 6 points worth of QBR? He has more than double the amount of touchdowns. Like he is the sole reason this team is relevant.
But yeah,
With Godwin going down,
you're not wrong.
Evans being injured, like they're relevant
You're not
because
wrong.
Baker Mayfield is out there. Baker Mayfield is out there just slinging it.
Oh, I didn't think we were still recording.
Oh,
And-
yeah.
Yeah, like Baker Mayfield is slinging it. You're gonna tell me he has 6 points better than QBR? It's like sometimes these like made up Fugazi like next gen stats really fucking get to me, man. Like
Yeah,
Baker Mayfield is so dominant, and like the QBR is supposed to be like including all like those X factors and everything. But where's the X factor of his two best receivers being hurt? Like he's throwing at Jalen McMillan, Jalen McWho, and like he's out there dominating with these guys.
Yeah.
He threw a fucking touchdown to a guy named Payne Durham.
Yeah, no,
never heard of
Baker.
that.
I mean,
That's
bro,
wild.
look at Baker's whole stats right now. Like he's
Falling out.
He's been insane this year, and if you look at it, 9-7, their defense struggled a lot in the beginning of the season, but the offense has been really consistent all year long. Like, and honestly, when you're throwing the ball this much, like 15 interceptions, like you kind of just take it. I mean, there's obviously like a different level between these two and these two.
But like even with
but,
the interceptions, a 70% completion percentage.
yeah,
So like I get it, like he's still turning the ball over, but he's still like completing all his passes and 8 yards per attempt, which is more than Allen, who's got he's the big arm guy, the big deep ball threat. Like so he's throwing the ball a little bit downfield. It's not like he's like dunking and diving all these plays.
Well, the craziest thing to me though is like 2 years. If you ask like pretty much anyone who like consistently watched the NFL for their opinions on Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, like they would have been like, yeah, they're like backup, like fringe, like
Sam Darnold complete bust.
Yeah, like last
Yeah.
chance, like
Absolute
maybe
bust.
you start them, but realistically they're just like backups.
Yeah.
And now it's like 2 years later, they're both in a good. They're both with a good franchise. They're in a good system.
Top 7 QBs.
They're legitimate top
This
10
year,
quarterbacks. Like
yes.
you can't even argue.
Yes.
But Baker was good last year too. Like Baker Mayfield has been a legit top 10 quarterback for the past 2 seasons.
But like this year, like these two guys are top 7 QBs.
Yeah. Bro, Sam Darnold's 14-2. Like that is insane,
Like,
bro.
Like, honestly, like do we think JJ McCarthy was getting them to be 14-2?
No, definitely not.
chance,
He's
bro.
a rookie quarterback.
They could have been like a 9-10 win. But like, dude, their over/under on wins this year was 6.
Did you see the
They were
video
talking
that the
about
Vikings
6.
made?
6 wins.
Yeah.
They were projected to have like their over/under 6 wins. They're at 14. They're potential to be 15-2.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, yeah, I mean, Sam Darnold deserves honestly more MVP buzz. Like, obviously, these two are having like crazy years, but 14-2, he's gonna win comeback player of the year, right?
Easily.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, but like, is come back from an injury, or is that like because
Well, Joe Flacco won it last year, and he didn't come back from an injury.
He literally came back off the couch.
Yeah.
Like he came back to the NFL. He came back to the
Wait,
NFL.
did Joe Flacco win?
No, he gave it to DeMar.
No.
I think Joe
He
Flacco
won it
won.
over DeMar.
Yeah,
he
he
won
did.
it over DeMar.
Did he?
Yeah.
He won it over a guy who died?
Well, nah, bro. Because it happened. That shit happened a year prior to that. So I was like, bro, like, he didn't come back from shit. He's been fighting for a year.
He came back to life.
Yeah, all right.
Yo, buddy was resuscitated on the field.
No, I'm sick of the DeMar Hamlin praise, bro. Like,
What? The guy died.
I mean, he's been legit. What? He's started for them all year.
They
this year,
nicknamed the ambulance the Hambulance, bro. Like, the glazing had to stop at some point.
He
bro.
died on the field.
I understand that. I'm happy he's alive, but like, bro.
Buddy's pulse was non-existent, and fucking Joe Flacco was eating potato chips on the couch. We're comparing the two.
All right, let's talk about what people want to talk about. The MVP race. I mean, honestly, I feel like it's kind of been the fact that, and we all kind of said it too ourselves for the most part. Like, people thought like 2 weeks ago this was Josh Allen's award to win, and I think that Lamar Jackson should be the MVP this year.
Absolutely.
If you look at their, obviously Josh Allen did beat him head to head. He has a better overall record.
Whoa. No, he did not. No, Lamar whooped that ass 35-10. I remember watching that game.
Oh wait, I thought the Bills beat the.
No, bro. That's why this doesn't even make any sense. Lamar. People are saying, "Oh, Lamar lost to the Raiders." No, he beat the fucking Bills by 25. Like,
hold on. All right,
Yeah.
let me restart. Let me take it from the top. I thought that they fucking beat them.
Raleigh gonna sit out here and just start editing
I'm
all
not-
the
no,
things.
no.
He's gonna edit all the shit things.
Listen,
No, I'm not
this
gonna
is
edit
why-
it. I own my mistakes.
No,
I own my mistakes on the pod.
this is why you didn't win any fantasy championships, because you didn't even know who won head to head, bro. Like, you're non-ball knower. It's all right, bro. It's all right.
I think my favorite part is that it says it right in front of his face, head to head, and
Dude,
it says Lamar.
I could have sworn that the Bills had won that game.
Like,
All right,
you
whatever.
avoided this mistake.
Well,
If
no,
you just read.
All right, I'm wrong, but I was still saying Lamar's the MVP. So whatever. I'm on the right side of history.
All right.
But yeah, to me, Lamar Jackson, like, I don't see how he's not the MVP. I mean, his numbers are, with a game left, are significantly better than they were last year. He beat Josh Allen head to head, like you just said.
This is crazy.
He's
39-4.
better in every statistical category outside of record, which honestly, the Ravens have had one of the worst defenses in all of football. Like,
Yeah.
Lamar's been consistently really, really good, and I have Josh Allen in multiple fantasy leagues. He's been good. He had those 2 insane weeks. Outside of that, he's had a handful of duds. And his last 2 weeks haven't really been anything special.
Sorry, it's
Obviously,
not
he
scoring
played
50
two.
a game for you, buddy.
What?
Sorry, he's not scoring 50 a game for you. There,
I mean,
bud.
he didn't do anything special against the. He had 10 fantasy points against the Pats 2 weeks ago.
What do you do this week?
I don't know. He played the Jets, but so it didn't even
I'm
really
sure he had
matter.
like 20
But if we're
something.
talking Lamar, bro, Lamar has him by 11 passing touchdowns. He's thrown
but he
2
also
less.
has, he also has 8 more rushing touchdowns.
True, but they're all tush pushes for the most part. Just saying.
They don't ask how; they ask how many.
And like,
All I'm saying is right now, I think Lamar Jackson, like, he's having a better season, and I think those 2 weeks really kind of shifted everyone's, like, attention to Josh. But in reality, as good as Josh has been, Lamar's just been better this year. And honestly, I don't think there's much of a difference in the team. Like, if we're going to talk record, then why would we not give Sam Darnold and Jared Goff more buzz?
right.
Because they're both 14-2.
I think that was a big thing too. Is that the Chiefs lost to the Bills also, so it was like, oh well, like, the Bills beat the Chiefs, and
But like, that's
and-
happened before. Like, that's happened in the regular season before. I don't know.
That was the game I was thinking of when the Bills beat the Chiefs. But yeah, I mean, head-to-head, Lamar won. Obviously, their record's not as good. The Ravens' defense is garbage. It's stepped up recently. It stepped up. It was bad.
Him being 11-5, like saying like, oh, his record's not as good as acting like if they were like how Joe Burrow, like a fringe playoff team, like on the outside looking in, then I could understand, because honestly, like Joe Burrow having a phenomenal season also, and not getting any of the talks because
of the record.
because of his team's
I feel so bad for Joe Burrow, because this is we're watching one of the greatest, like, quarterback seasons of all time, essentially. Like, one of them, not like top 10, but like up there. And like
the quarterback play from like the top guys has been
insane. Yeah.
It's been unbelievable.
But no, like, I think we're ignoring the biggest thing. Completion percentage. It's like a 4.5% gap. That's a lot. Like, 4% completion percentage is like, that's like the difference between a good quarterback and a really good quarterback.
It's the
So
difference
like,
between Lamar and Baker, it's crazy.
I mean, if you're looking at these 4 quarterbacks, who has the worst completion percentage? It's Josh Allen. It's not really that close either. By a wide margin.
Sam is 5% better. Baker 8.
Well, don't you have some stuff to say about the MVP?
I mean, it's Lamar Jackson. I mean, Lamar was the guy who carried me to my fantasy championships. Like, he's just like, I don't know, because you take Lamar from the Ravens, like, they're exact opposite of the record. They're 5-11. You take Josh Allen, I think they're still a good team. People want to say, "Oh,
that's a stretch."
They don't listen.
That's a stretch.
No, bro. James Cook has like 16 rushing touchdowns. They one of the best.
He's in an offense with Josh Allen. It's not because of James Cook.
They have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. They have a really good defense. They do. You could say about their skill players, but they have Khalil Shakir's no scrub. Amari Cooper is a good receiver. Keon Coleman's coming into his own. You know, you got one of the better tight end duos in Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid in the NFL. Like, it's not like he has nobody. He has a good supporting cast. Could it be better? Of course. But, like, what does Lamar have? Derrick Henry and what else?
Zay Flowers?
Zay Flowers, maybe.
What does he have? Derrick Henry.
All right, but, like, all right.
What does he have?
I think the thing is
he's got nothing.
Coming into the year, like, the Ravens had lost a few key pieces in their O-line. And in the beginning of the season, it was really showing.
Shaky, yeah.
Especially that first week when I believe they played the Chiefs and lost to the Chiefs in the first week.
Yeah, they lost by like a toe. They would have beat the Chiefs.
Oh,
yeah, like,
you remember that? Yeah. But dude, like, that was something he had to overcome, and like you said, like, obviously Derrick Henry's top 3 running back in all of football. But, like, their defense the Bills' defense is much better. The Bills have good weapons. They don't have the star big names, but the whole season that's kind of been like the narrative that's been pushing Josh Allen. I was like, he's got no one to throw to. Obviously, he lost Stephon Diggs, and didn't they lose someone else?
Oh, Gabe Davis. But Gabe Davis sucks, bro.
This is trash.
Bro,
They lost
Gabe
Gabe Davis. Sorry.
Fuck Gabe Davis, bro.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I just feel like as good as Josh has been, like, he's been really inconsistent, where Lamar's been super consistent. And obviously, I think there's just, like, voter fatigue because Lamar's won 2 already. But if you're really looking at it, like, you can't even, like, it's really not that close, honestly.
I'm putting my voter fatigue in as I'm tired of seeing this just be a quarterback award, and I want it to go to Saquon just for the pure fact that I just want to see somebody else, like, and outside the quarterback position, win the award. Like, they're going to give Saquon Offensive Player of the Year, which is just, and the MVP is who's the best quarterback. And then the Offensive Player of the Year is who is the best player outside of the QB position.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
And it's just like I want to see, like, if he breaks the record this week, like, I would like to see it go to Saquon, like, just purely off the fact that I'm just tired of seeing QBs win the MVP award. Like, I get it, they're the most important position on the field, but and you know, the Eagles would probably still be a really good team even without Saquon. Like, they found a way years prior to not have a 2,000-yard rusher and still be a playoff team, but I don't know. It's a very special season for Saquon, and it's getting blown off the way because Lamar and Allen and Burrow are having unbelievable seasons.
Yeah. Well, it's just kind of like it's just kind of boring, I guess, right? It's like the MVP for basketball. Like, they don't really give the award to guards. Like, no matter how good a guard's been, it always ends up being
like a big man,
the center
because of the rebounds.
Yeah, because the rebounds,
right,
the stats, the advanced numbers, and stuff like that.
Because they can pad up the stats with rebounds. And
I mean, if you look at Jokic, it's Giannis. Tatum hasn't won one.
Embiid has won one.
Embiid's won one. And then there was obviously a little bit where they had Russell Westbrook and there was James Harden.
Right, but like Westbrook was averaging a triple-double.
Yeah,
like,
right. Exactly. And James Harden was averaging 38 points a game.
That's what you're saying is, like, these big men are stat padding. Not stat padding, but, I mean, they're able to pad stats with rebounds. And
also, just if you look historically at the award, like, it's always pretty much gone to at least a forward. So LeBron obviously won a few. What?
Well, wait.
Obviously one of the
Steph won.
Yeah, he won, but I mean, look at how good he was that year. Like, it was like an undeniable thing.
You got to be the best shooter
for
in the
the
world.
most part. Going back in history, like, it's more of a big man award. And but the thing is, at least there is some, like, you know, people who come in and some guards who make their mark and have this. But like you said, the fact that Saquon's going to have most likely, unless as long as they let him play, he's going to break the record.
NFL breaking season,
on less carries, because that's the thing. They're talking about the games, but if you break it down and look at the carries, I don't think it's super close right now. Obviously, if he gets 30 carries this week, it'll be a lot closer. But Dickerson had, I think, like 40 or 50 more carries.
Wow.
Yeah. So as much as people are talking about the games, the carries are realistic, are really the main stat that you should look at. Is how many opportunities he's had. But yeah, I mean, one of the things we were talking about here the other day, Blaze was saying that he would 100% take Josh Allen. And a lot of the guys here were saying that, and then like me and Savion and Sam were kind of like, I don't know about that. And then Cernia sees like Lamar's stats, and he's like, oh shit, I think I'd go with Lamar. But like, would you guys rather build, if you're just building a team, when I know Patrick Mahomes, like just between these two, like if you're starting from scratch, building a team, would you rather build a team around Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson? Like, who do you think is a better player? Not the MVP. Like, who do you think is just a better football player?
I would build my team around Josh Allen. I think he's just a big ass dude who can just do everything. You know what I mean? Like, and I love Lamar. Like, I think he's my favorite, one of my favorite quarterbacks behind Trevor Lawrence, of course. But like, Josh Allen is just he has the quarterback build where if you hit, there's nothing he cannot do. He can run, he can throw, he's smart, he knows what to do. Like, it's just like it's hard to pick against someone who has the build. You know what I mean? If Lamar was bigger, I'd probably say Lamar because of the speed. But Josh got it.
Can run.
Yeah.
Can run.
Can run.
Can run.
I think that's.
So you're talking about running when you got the best running quarterback of all time.
He literally has the record for
No,
most
he's the best
rushing yards.
running quarterback of all time.
Did I say anything bad about Lamar?
No. He's leaps and bounds better than Vic and Newton. And honestly, I'm building my team around Lamar. Like, once again, you just made your point earlier where it was like, all right, he has the best tight end duo. James Cook is no slouch. Khalil Shakir is turning out to be a really good receiver. Keon Coleman has been coming in looking like a solid draft pick. Amari Cooper, who's on the back end of his career, but is still a really good veteran. Like, he has the supporting cast. Lamar's out there throwing to Zay Flowers, who's an overrated number one. Mark Andrews, who's
Rashad Bateman.
Rashad fucking Bateman. Like, I mean, I don't even think. And outside of that, I can't name you.
I think they have Nelson Aguilar as well.
Isn't that fucking fantastic? He is fucking trash. I get it. Like, yeah, and then he has Derrick Henry, and I get all that. But I mean, he's sitting there like Mark Andrews has been up and down, banged up, and stuff like that. I mean, to me, it's you build the team around Lamar. I think if you gave him a better supporting cast, there's not a team coming near him.
Yeah, it's so hard for me because I really do think like there really is that top four now. Like you can't even debate it. It's like obviously Mahomes, obviously Allen, obviously Lamar, and then you got to throw in Joe Burrow.
Even were showing this, like his passer rating being a 121.
Dude, it's one of the best passer ratings I think in history.
It's the second best all time.
That is ridiculous.
Right behind, fuck you, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but the thing is that's crazy is like. I understand like people saying, I understand like the Josh Allen thing, and I think it's more because he kind of just like he's a bigger guy, so people with Lamar like they were always worried about his injuries because he was so reliant on running. But now look at his stats, like he's clearly producing at an insanely high level just simply throwing the ball. And when you want to talk weapons, right? Like you want to talk supporting cast, like you just said. Obviously he has Derrick Henry, but if you look at it, Zay Flowers is he's a nice receiver. He's unproven.
He's good.
Mark Andrews is an up and down tight end. Isaiah Likely, no one heard of him until last year. Then you look at Rashad Bateman, who's decent, and then it's like, bro, like they really don't have anything else. And Lamar's doing all this. He's throwing 39 passing touchdowns to 4 interceptions, having the second best passer rating of all time with those guys. Like. He's never had a true elite number one wide receiver.
And then closing in on 1,000 yards rushing. Like he's at 850 yards rushing. Like he's close to 1,000 yards rushing. He's a top 15 running back in the league while also being the best quarterback in the league.
Top 15? I would say he's like a top 7 running back in the league.
I'm just saying like yards.
Oh, yeah.
Yards wise.
But listen, you're pulling up stats. Like that's not the question. We're all in agreement that Lamar Jackson is the MVP. Like I don't think it's close. But also, actually, no, you said Saquon. But we all think Lamar should get it over Josh Allen. What I'm saying is, if you put them both on put them on the Jets, who would you rather have as quarterback?
Lamar, I think.
I don't know. I think I'd rather have Josh Allen.
It's really close. Like I'm a Josh Allen fan. Like I think he's awesome. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Honestly, as far as talent,
you keep that healthy Jets offensive line and that same supporting cast. I don't even know if Lamar throws an interception with Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams and then Breece Hall coming out of the backfield. But when that Jets offensive line was healthy with Olu and Morgan, like their offensive line was protecting Rodgers.
Yeah.
He's just He's a fucking asshole.
What do you think the worst team is that Lamar Jackson could take to the playoffs right now? Like let me pull up the.
No, they wouldn't make the playoffs.
You don't think?
No way,
you don't
bro.
Think he gives them 4 wins.
What's their record? 5 and something.
4-11, 4-12.
I think the Panthers are still too bad. I think you put him on
4-12.
Panthers are 4-12. You don't think he gives them?
I'd say the worst.
You don't think he
The
gets
Chicago Bears are
Right.
a playoff team if they have Lamar Jackson.
For sure.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are a playoff team if they have
For
Lamar
sure.
Jackson.
For sure.
all right, so like you thinking that he gets them 6 wins?
Yeah, I do.
Yes, because we lost like 8 one-possession games this year, and Lamar would not have.
So did the Jets. It's fucking trash. The Jets have
The
lost
Cleveland
7 1-point games in one possession.
No, I mean if you
Well,
put
Lamar
Lamar
Jackson
Jackson,
trash.
if you put Lamar Jackson on the Jets, they'd be probably 12-4 instead of 4-12.
I mean, we all thought that about Aaron Rodgers, but I mean,
But 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers versus Lamar Jackson. Lamar's mobility is
Lamar
what.
would come to the Jets and somehow suck ass.
No, yeah, I was about to say the Jets are not a playoff team with Lamar Jackson. Like,
Absolutely a
Like,
playoff team with Lamar
The Jets
Jackson.
would fuck Lamar Jackson somehow.
Think about all the close games the Jets lost.
They lost seven single possession games.
And I think they win probably 6 of those 7 with Lamar, if not all 7. He's that good.
4 of them came down to kickers.
Yeah, but it's like Lamar Jackson just gets him into the end zone more. Like, Rodgers, obviously, for Jets standards, has been really good.
Niners looking good right now.
But, like,
They are.
it's not even close.
14-6.
I got to reset it before you say anything.
I got a hot take coming up.
Got a hot one? What you got?
No,
I got a hot one.
You wait, so you don't think that Lamar Jackson could take the Jets to the playoffs?
No. Bro,
What do you mean no?
Bro,
You just said you could take the Jaguars to the playoffs, but you can't take.
The Jets are so screwed, bro. Like you saw what Sauce said. He said he would not tell T. Higgins to come to the Jets.
I
Like
wouldn't tell T. Higgins to go to the Jets either.
dog. Like
You know what? It would change his mind if Lamar Jackson was the fucking quarterback. That would change his mind.
No,
We're
but-
talking about Lamar Jackson about to win his potentially going to win his 3rd MVP. Regardless, he'll get another one most likely. The way he puts up numbers in this league, like we're talking, Lamar Jackson is entering one of the best quarterbacks of all time. The best quarterbacks of all time rankings. Like he's up there in like the top 10, 15 quarterbacks. I'd say right now.
He has one more thing.
He's a ring,
Desperately.
yeah, but let me ask you a question.
and I think he'll get one.
If Lamar wins an MVP, but Josh Allen plays really, really well in the playoffs and wins a ring, who you putting all time in terms of legacy?
Josh Allen goes above him. The ring means more than anything. It's just the way it is.
I don't know,
especially
man.
as a quarterback.
Bro,
because I don't
man.
Eli Manning is getting into the Hall of Fame based off the fact that he had 2 good teams.
Yeah, that were 9-7. That kind of had miracle runs and went to the
had
Super
good
Bowl.
playoff runs.
I just think
He
that
is a below average quarterback.
I think 2 MVPs equals a ring. I feel like if you have
But
3
here's the
MVPs,
thing: if they
it
win the
trumps
Super
1
Bowl,
ring.
Jules, he's gonna get the Super Bowl MVP,
Right.
which means something.
Right.
Super Bowl MVP,
Not
like
necessarily. Not
What do you mean,
necessarily.
no?
The Super Bowl MVP honestly doesn't always go to the quarterback.
no. But I'm
Remember-
saying if they win, most likely it's gonna be.
Remember the
Josh.
Seahawks beat the Broncos 50-8, and Malcolm Smith won the MVP. It was the weirdest thing.
Von Miller won it.
Aaron Donald won it that one
Yeah.
year. Edelman,
Which is crazy. I don't know how
James-
Cooper Cup didn't win that.
James
Was
White?
ridiculous.
James
to
White
me.
won it.
James White
Yeah,
won Super Bowl MVP.
I think he
that
did.
year, the 28-3 game, because
Bro.
he got the game-winning catch. Was it him? It wasn't Brady.
Oh, you mean the yeah. No, it had to be a different guy. It couldn't have been Brady. Could not have been Brady.
But so what was your hot take that you were about
My
to say?
hot take was, at this very moment, Lamar Jackson is the best football player in the world.
I don't disagree with that at
Like
all.
he's better than Mahomes by far.
Mahomes has not had a good year. But we don't know if he's fully healthy, injured, whatever it is. As great as he is, and you got to give him respect. And he's 15-1. He hasn't had this amazing season. Their defense has really, really helped them out this year.
It was Brady that Super Bowl. I
It
thought
was?
they gave it to somebody else.
The Chiefs are just a really complete team.
The only reason we're putting Mahomes in the top 4.
Mahomes is just nonchalantly walking his way through the NFL right now. He is still the best quarterback in the league.
No.
Yes.
If we're talking about
Yes.
right now,
Yes.
Lamar Jackson is playing like the best quarterback in
But
the
you
league.
know what's about to
But
happen?
if we're
You know what's
starting from
happening?
scratch, I'm taking Pat Mahomes.
You know what's gonna happen in 2 or 3 weeks whenever they play their first game?
What?
Playoff Patty comes out,
not
and
happening.
all of a sudden, Pat Mahomes is throwing the ball fucking across field and slinging the ball sidearm, running up and down the field, and this team is just changes. Travis Kelce all of a sudden is 10 years younger, and this team is just so much fucking better. I'm telling you right now, he is just he's just having fun out there. You saw Christmas Day. They were just having fun out there against the Pittsburgh Steelers, against one of the best defenses in the league. They were just having fun. Smoked them.
Mahomes would have to have, like, he would have to have 3 good games in these playoffs and win a ring, and then I'll be like, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong. Mahomes, I will never doubt you again.
Why?
Daddy Mahomes.
You still have to dethrone him.
It
He has to get dethroned.
He's just, but the thing is, like, we've seen, 17 weeks of Mahomes not looking like the best quarterback in the NFL.
Mahomes just casually strolling to a 15-1 record.
But like, it's just because his team is good. Think about, and he has the best coaching in the, like, one of the best defense coordinators in the NFL.
I'm sorry. Is the coaching on either of those other two teams like some schlock fucking retards out there?
It's worse than the Chiefs. I can tell you that. Sean McDermott ain't all that, and John Harbaugh.
They were showing the Buffalo Bills ever since Joe Judge took over as. Is it Joe Judge? Their
Joe
OC?
Brady. Joe Brady.
Joe Brady. Sorry, Joe Judge is the ex-Giants coach.
Joe Judge.
I think he was the ex-Giants, whatever. But Joe Brady, ever since he's taken over, they have an insane win-loss record. So ever since he's taken over, Harbaugh is one of the better coaches of all time.
Yeah, he is.
They have great fucking coaching on both teams. Pat Mahomes is just walking around, waltzing through the NFL like it's nothing.
So who do you think wins the Super Bowl this year?
I still think it's the Chiefs.
You think the Chiefs three-peat?
Plus their defense is just really fucking good. Not really fucking good, but it is.
No, it's really good. Chris Jones,
Chris Jones was
he's
hurt.
His game wrecker.
Right, but it's like...
Is he still hurt? I thought he was back.
He didn't play I don't know if he played this week, but he didn't play like the week previous or something, but...
I'm gonna make another bold statement. The team that wins the Super Bowl is gonna have the color purple. And I'm putting U.S. currency on it. It's either going to be the Vikings or the Ravens. One of those teams.
Who the fuck else is purple?
Exactly.
I think just a hunch or like...
If Sam Darnold plays well, I think it's going to be the Vikings. If he has a bad game, I think it'll be the Ravens.
It is going to fall down to Sam Darnold's play because that defense is stellar over in Minnesota. Brian Flores, once again, going to be a head coach next year somewhere. And their defense is a big reason that they're 14-2. Don't get me wrong, Sam's playing out of this world, but they're holding teams to very low points, low yards. Sam's on the field constantly, and they hold the ball for long periods.
Do you think the Vikings keep Sam? What do you think they do with Sam? What do you think happens?
How do you fucking not? Do
you think they tag him?
Oh my god,
that would be the smart thing.
I'm trading JJ McCarthy away.
Yes.
I saw Colin Cowherd saying that because Sam's playing so well, he's pricing himself out of the Minnesota? Vikings budget. He said it was going to be. He's saying he's going to get somewhere between $50 million plus per year.
I think you'd be stupid to pay him $50 million after 1 year. You'd be desperate.
Giants gave him $40 million for Jones, $40 million for one good year.
I think, like Jules said, I think if you're looking at the Vikings situation, I think you have to tag Darnold.
Yeah, you can't let him go. Like I said,
you can't.
They had their over under projected at 6.5 wins. They're at 14-2 with the potential to be 15-2. How do you not keep this guy?
I think the thing to me is a playoff run. If Sam Darnold brings them to the Super Bowl, even if they lose, if he takes them to the Super Bowl, if he forget the franchise tag, you got to give him a contract because he's clearly earned it. He's won the locker room.
I think if he gets to the NFC Championship, I think if he wins 2 playoff games.
Nah, bro, because the Jags got to the AFC Championship with Blake Bortles, gave him a bag, and then we see how that turned out.
Yeah, Blake Bortles is the second best quarterback in your team's history. So I don't want to hear it.
I saw a comparison. It was year 2 CJ Stroud to year 2 Bortles. Bro, year 2 Bortles was kind of electric.
Bro, he was nasty.
35 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's he was nasty. I didn't know Bortles was. I forgot he was like that.
I have his jersey still.
35 touchdowns. Bro, I was a Bortles truther. I had him in fantasy that year, and he was elite fantasy.
You've always been a Bortles guy.
And I was just and then all of a sudden he came in the next year and was just forgot how to throw a football.
It was
his mechanics changed and everything. I was just what is going on?
But that's why you don't pay people after 1 year. One good year.
It depends on what happens. If Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl this year, you give him all the money he wants because it does matter.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if you won the Super Bowl, you're you brought us the Super Bowl. Here's $50 million over a year over 4 years. Here's $200 million.
Say they don't get the 1 seed. If they lose to the Lions next week. And they don't get the 1 seed. If they win 2 games, get to the NFC Championship, I'm giving him a 5-year contract. Because he's not only had the great season, but then he proved that he can win playoff games.
Well, no, but it depends what happens in those 2 games. If he has,
if he plays solid enough to like show you like, all right, like I'm winning playoff games, then yes, I'm giving him a long-term contract. Yeah, if
he has 2 touchdowns, 2 picks.
If the games are like 9-6 and he looks like shit and it's clearly the defense, then yes, it's a different story.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they're out there scoring, 28 points, then I'm giving him a contract.
Do you know? So the Lions are losing right now. If they lose this week to the Niners and then they beat. Like
they'd still win the division.
They'd still win the division?
Yeah,
because they beat them
2-0.
Yeah.
They beat them the first time? Okay, I wasn't sure about that. Yeah, I mean, I got a few things. I thought this was kind of funny. I did ask ChatGPT how do you refer to ChatGPT? I asked ChatGPT who it thinks should be the MVP this year. And I had him compare Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson.
Pronoun trouble there, huh, Raleigh?
I don't know.
Gotta get this kid into a gender studies class.
I'm sorry, ChatGPT. I'm sorry. This is what it says. It goes. So
did you ask it what it likes to go by?
Exactly.
Is this a they and them kind of ChatGPT?
Yeah.
Yo, ask that question right now. Like, what is your preferred pronoun?
I mean, our transgender viewers may not like this, but
Yeah, our transgender viewers.
Did I spell that?
We are sorry to our non-binary and LGBT friendly plus community.
Oh, personal feelings.
The Getting Technical podcast condones in all LGBT rights.
They all work.
It goes by any kind of pronoun.
I'm just gonna call you it. Is that okay? All right. What? What?
Did you just talk to it?
Yeah.
It's not people around.
Yeah, so I asked ChatGPT who it thinks the MVP is. I had him compare Josh and Lamar, and this is what it said. My pick is Josh Allen. Due to his consistent dominance and all-around impact, his performance has been both spectacular and reliable, making him the most deserving candidate for the 2024-2025 MVP award. I also had him compare.
Speaking like a true politician, honestly.
Honestly, ChatGPT, bro. He's on
like he's
something.
running for Congress.
Chat
for real.
Chad is onto something. And this is what he said in the comparison. So the passing ability, he gave it to Josh Allen. Rushing ability, Lamar. Durability, Josh over Lamar. Does Lamar have any injury history? I don't remember.
Not really. I don't understand. Maybe just because he runs a lot.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Bro, the thing is also the amount of times that Josh Allen gets banged up and he just plays through it every single. He was definitely concussed at one point this year and he finished the game.
Yeah.
Leadership, they both got a 5. Postseason success, Josh has 4 stars. Lamar has 3.
We should both have no stars.
I mean, Josh Allen has had some amazing performances that he lost to the Chiefs.
There's no success until you get the ring on your fingers.
That's true. And awards, accolades, obviously Lamar's got the edge there because he's won 2 MVPs. But
here's my how do you put postseason success in favor of Josh Allen when they've both been to one AFC Conference Championship and lost it?
I think it's Josh Allen's played really well in all of his playoff performances, and all of his playoff appearances, Josh Allen's played really well. His defense completely let him down against the Chiefs multiple times. I think at least twice, right? At this point, he had that one perfect game against the Pats in the playoffs a few years ago.
Oh shit!
But I think it's kind of a crapshoot. I mean, ChatGPT had these were the top 5 MVP people for it.
Jared Goff being top 5 should not be a thing.
Why? Jared Goff should absolutely be a top 5 MVP candidate. His team is 13-2.
I'd rather put Mahomes there than Jared Goff, if I'm being honest. I know, but I'm saying his team's 15-1,
That's a good
bro.
point. That's a good point. Well, maybe does Burrow drop them because Jared Goff deserves to be there. He's 13-2. If they win this week, they're 14-2. You deserve to be a top 5 MVP if you're that quarterback. Joe Burrow, obviously, huge case with his stats. Sorry, your team's 8-8 right now.
But has Joe Burrow had any stinkers this year? Is the question. Has he had any bad games?
They lost to the Pats week 1.
Oh yeah, that was pretty. That was a horrible. Imagine they won that. They'd probably be in the playoffs.
He went 1-6. Week 1 against the Patriots, Joe Burrow had 164 yards passing and no touchdowns.
Okay, let's go. All right. Oh, and he had a bad game against the Giants too. The 2 of the worst teams in the NFL.
Yeah, his other bad game was against the Giants in October. Yeah, 200. They won the game, but he wasn't great.
Yeah.
And then his best games were Raiders, who absolutely suck. The Ravens, who are great, but They have a horrible defense, like I said. Ravens, again, he had another great game. Their defense is awful. At least their secondary is awful. And then, yeah, I mean, he's just been on a heater. He obviously, Steelers, Cowboys stink. Titans stink. Browns stink.
Playing well, though.
Broncos are good. Yeah. They've been playing all right.
Broncos
Wait,
are
the
good.
Cowboys got killed yesterday. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they did get killed.
But like, it doesn't mean they haven't.
He doesn't have any, like, moving, like, wins this season.
Broncos.
I mean, he
Broncos pretty good. What?
he didn't beat the Ravens, right? He didn't beat the Ravens
He went
once.
0-2 against the
Did he beat the
Ravens.
Chargers? No.
No, lost the Chargers as well. So, yeah, and he's had a great year, Burrow, but
Again, like his record is not on him. It's not on him.
not
You
on
know.
He even said himself, he's playing the best ball of his career this year.
he
It's
is.
just like not.
It just, yeah, it sucks that
paying
your
off.
defense is. Well, that's the thing. Josh Allen would probably have a Super Bowl appearance if it wasn't for his defense.
You
But
know what's funny, too,
The
is their
defense is part of the game.
Their
so.
defense is so bad, but there's still like consideration for Trey Hendrickson to be Defensive Player of the Year.
I mean, he's a dog.
He is a dog. But
He's
I mean,
good,
like,
Trey
He is, but you
Hendrickson.
can't be on that defense and win defense.
that's what I'm saying. It's
player
like,
of the
how do you
year.
give it to a guy that's on such a terrible defense? Like, give it to
Yeah.
like a Surtain who's like on a revitalized defense and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah.
Even like a Xavier McKinney, 7 picks on a good Packers defense.
Yeah.
Love to see
You
that.
see Jamar Chase most likely going to get the Triple Crown this year?
Is he?
I don't think anyone could touch him in touchdowns. He's not getting touched in yards. And let's see, receptions.
he's not getting touched in
Yeah, he's not
receptions.
getting, unless Brock Bowers has like a 15-yard game, 15 reception game. I don't know.
Wow.
Pretty crazy year for him. He's averaging 100.8 yards a game.
Good for Jamar. That's kind of insane.
What's the receiving record?
Over 2,000.
Is it really?
Oh no, whatever. It's got it or close to 2,000. No, whatever. Whatever Hill
Cooper
had.
Cup. Cooper Cup
Hill-
has it. No, Cooper Cup has it.
Oh, didn't Hill just have 1,900 yards?
19.
Calvin Johnson?
Calvin Johnson.
No, wait. I thought it was Cooper Cup has it.
Oh wait, yeah.
Cooper Cup 2.
Oh. Oh, wait. They might not be counting the 17 games.
Well, didn't Hill have 1,900 yards last year or something like that?
Maybe.
No, I think he had 1,700. Yeah, he slowed down at the end. Oh, yeah. 1947.
No, Cooper Cup definitely broke it. I'm sure.
That's what I thought, too.
I could have swore he broke it.
I'm so
I don't know.
confused right now.
I don't know.
Tyreek Hill had 1799 last year. CD at 1749. Tyreek Hill, bro, he fell off a cliff this year. What a oof.
Yeah, his quarterback's fucking half retarded.
Well, no. In his defense, he did get detained OD, and he broke. Apparently, he broke something in his body,
Yeah.
and well, let's just see how he is next year. I think he'll be fine.
When he got arrested?
Yeah, it was week 1. It was an hour before the Jags start playing the Dolphins, and I'm like, "Yo, let's go!" Tyreek's out, and then he's like, "Oh, but he's gonna play." I'm like, "Fuck!" And then he goes 70 yards for a touchdown, and I'm like,
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't help when you have Skylar Thompson throwing you the ball for 6 of your games this year.
He's been bad with
Tyler Huntley.
with Tua back anyway.
And plus, Waddle's been nowhere to be found.
Dang.
On that list twice, huh?
and
Yeah.
somehow the Dolphins could make the playoffs this week. If
CD on the list. Yeah. I mean, someone's going to break this record soon. It's going to happen. I think. Look at the 20. Oh, that's his age.
Guys, I'm not gonna wrap this pod up.
yeah, we got to wrap this up. Buddy.
10 after 9.
Oh,
Your boy-
yeah, I got
Your boy
nothing
is
else.
exhausted.
I got nothing else.
All right, good.
Yeah, good up.